Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Cupid. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining. We are going to be doing something of a gossip type of reading. It's going to be all about a fake person in your life. So we're going to be exposing them. We're going to expose this fake person in your life. We are going to see who they are, some clues about who they are, and then also what it is that's making them fake. And then lastly, I'm going to get some advice for you guys, okay? So before we get into the reading, just some usual disclaimers that this is for entertainment purposes only. This is entertainment only, okay? This is not to be used in the place of professional or sincere advice, simply because it is not personal. This is a reading for a large unseen collective, and therefore it is impossible for it to be 100% accurate, okay? So just take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. And if you do feel that you are in need of some personalized service, either whether it's a tarot reading or therapy or financial advisory or something like that, if you feel like you need something specific, go and get that specific help, okay? These readings on, like, these public readings are just simply not meant to be taken so personal. And I honestly don't know why. I felt the need to take the disclaimer there, but perhaps somebody needs to hear it, and maybe this has something to do with what's going to come out in the reading. I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway, so as always, after this intro, I'll have your 3 groups. Take the time to pause and meditate on which group you belong to, and all timestamps for each group will be in the description box below. So, catch you at your readings. All right, group 1, you have chosen the first image. We are going to tap in and we're going to expose this fake person in your life, okay? So, I think it's fair to go ahead and say trigger warning. This is the type of reading where you might hear something you don't want to hear, but also disclaimer from the beginning. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and just remember this is for entertainment purposes only, okay? Do not base your life decisions off of this video, okay? So I'm gonna shuffle your cards to expose this person and why they're fake, and then we're going to get a message for your advice. All right, so see you on the other side. One. All right. So, first things first, this person who is fake, they're definitely fake because they project their insecurities onto you, okay? This is somebody who has some type of envy towards you, and this envy has morphed into resentment. And I don't even suspect this is an envy that is rational. It's more so, it's not about what you have physically, it's more about what you have socially, right? What you're able to gain, what you're able to acquire, what you're able to have access to. This person feels some type of way about, but let's get into it. So the first things first, I want to look at this Sun card, right? This is definitely this is like blatantly who they are. With the Sun, they could be a young male, right? And then at the bottom of the deck, we have this Knight of Wands, right? So two masculine energies, I suppose, of a young man, right? We could take this more as a masculine energy as opposed to being like explicitly male. But there's a essentially masculine energy that's also coming off a bit adolescent. This could be that they are indeed adolescent, or they could just be younger than you, or they could be less experienced than you. There's something here where this person sees you as some type of superior, due to whatever status you have, right? Due to what you have in your life or how you're able to move, they see you as some superior. They see themselves, with this Knight of Wands, they see themselves as basically still learning. With the Sun here, they could have been an only child. I also see that this could have been a fire sign, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Leo, of course, is the most obvious with the Sun, but I would say it could be either one. Or they have some significant fire placements. This person has a competitive energy, right? This person also has there's an immature energy, which I think is a part of this competitive energy here. Their competitiveness comes from a place of immaturity, right? Still seeing things from a limited perspective, right? There's a sense here of this person not really taking the right things seriously or focusing on the wrong things, okay? With the Eight of Swords here, I don't know if you can see because I have a window right above my table, so it gets pretty bright. But with this Eight of Swords, this person feels stuck in their life, okay? This person feels trapped in a sense, right? With the Eight of Swords, they feel helpless. Like I said, their position, right? They compare their position to your position. And they see themselves as someone with very limited movement, specifically because they have to rely on someone else, right? They have to rely on someone or something else to give them that freedom. But it's almost like they feel like it's not likely, right? There's no hope really in this situation with the Eight of Swords. With the Page of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, this is somebody who feels like they are kind of stuck watching on the sidelines, right? I'm seeing somebody holding their head through the bars of a cell, right? Just to hear the music, just to see the lights outside, but not really being in a position to have access. This is somebody who feels like, due to their circumstance, they're really only able to experience certain things in adjacent to something else. Like they cannot directly have these types of experiences, you know. But then comparatively, we have this Eight of Wands, and what I thought it was interesting here is because not only do we have this Eight of Swords here and then the Eight of Wands next to it, but they almost are paralleling images in the sense that, let me hold them up. And the Eight of Swords, all of these swords are going through him, right? As if these spears were flying from all directions and went through them. Here we have like this demon looking, this bat creature, and all these spheres are flying around almost as if they could pierce them, but they're not, right? Maybe this bat demon is like holding them in place, or he's dodging them. We don't know. And I am noticing this feather here. It almost blends in like an ear, but it's a feather. Maybe there's two feathers, right? And so maybe there's a sense of luckiness, right? Being quick-witted, right? Somebody who, it's almost like this person feels like you're blessed. They and that's where the envy is. They feel like they are in a circumstance where they're trapped, they're stuck, but you keep dodging things. You're able to escape hardships. From their perspective, you're escaping these hardships. They see you as somebody who, while they experience a lot of unfortunate things or misfortune, you experience a lot of luck, right? Good things come to you. There's a lot of paralleling and imagery here, right? We have these 2 8s, then we have these 2 10s, okay? So here we have a 10 of swords and then a 10 of cups. I definitely feel like this is giving somebody who is familial to you, okay? But I'm gonna get into them 10s in a second. But yeah, I feel like this is somebody who's familial to you. Maybe even somebody, like I said, who's younger than you. We have the 6 of cups that came out at the bottom of the deck. So this is somebody who has known you for a long time, has known you since childhood. There's a lot of reflecting. If you see this image, this girl, it looks like she's crying. She's upset. She's holding all of these cups, and in all of these cups, there are these flowers, and she looks upset about it. I feel like this person, it's like when they reflect and they look back at the past, it's almost like you were always better than them. You always were more fortunate than them. You were always gaining more or receiving more, and they're upset. They've been upset about this for a long time, since you were children, since you first known each other. So yeah, this is somebody who has known you since either they were a child or since you both were children. But like I said, when they reminisce on your relationship, they reminisce on you kind of like always being the winner. They feel like they were always the loser. They were always the one who, like I said, who experienced the misfortune while you were more fortunate. With this 10 of swords here, it says pirate sayings. So the sayings we have: run, question mark. Keep your wits about you. Heave to, you bastards. Heave to, you bastards. I don't know what that means. Heave to. Maybe come at me. Maybe that means like come at me. These are almost like defensive sayings. Like run, like question mark run. Like should we be running? Running away, right? Keep your wits about you. That's kind of like, make sure you're keeping an eye out, right? And then heave to your best. It's all very defensive. So maybe this person, this is somebody who, and this is the 10 of swords card, right? Remember that. So this person feels like the reason y'all fell out, or the reason y'all don't talk, or the reason y'all have this tension, right? Because this is somebody in your life, or you're still energetically connected to them in some way, right? But I feel like this tension is about, there's a defensiveness. Maybe they're acknowledging that they're the ones who have been defensive. But yeah, this defensiveness is the reason for the deterioration of this relationship. And then for it to be reflected by this 10 of cups. This 10 of cups here says Captain Kidd, right? Another reference to kid. So this person has known you since y'all were kids. After many adventures from the Americas to the Indian Ocean, Kidd was hanged for piracy and murder in London on 1701. Interesting. An ending. Interesting. An ending. So we have a reference to childhood. We have a reference to an ending. But then we also have persecution. And that, him being hanged for these crimes. So I feel like that takes me back here to this 8 of swords. This person feels like they have always, even though you guys are close with this 10 of cups, because with this 10 of cups, I feel like this is definitely about them being a part of your family in some sense, right? Even if you aren't related, right? Like usually if you've known a friend for a long time, it's almost like they are extended family to you. So it's like, despite this, in the past, they feel like they were always the one prosecuted. They were always the one going through some type of hardship or misfortune. They were always the one suffering while you weren't, right? It's odd. This is odd to me. Interesting. So already what we're getting here, group 1, is that this is somebody who is likely younger than you, or somebody that you've known since they were a child or since you were both children. this person is competitive in spirit, right? This person is comparative. I wouldn't even say directly competitive. I mean, obviously this person is internally competing with you, but are they like coming at you, right? Are they actually like approaching you in any, like, what are they doing that's assertive? You know what I mean? So really what it is this person is comparative. They've always compared you to them, and they've always felt like you received more, that you were lucky, that you were not going through as many misfortunes as they were. This person has been very defensive with you as well. And with these cards here, we're getting into it, right? So this person, the reason they've been defensive with you and the reason they feel like you are just so much luckier, or and maybe this is just an add-on, but they feel like you are the ringleader, right? Because I was looking at this captain here, this captain. They feel like you were the one always in charge. You were the one who had more of an authoritative role. So you could have been a parent. You could have been an older sibling. You could have been a friend who either was older or in a higher grade, or you just behaved or acted in a way that kind of established you energetically as the alpha, right, of the group. But here we have, it's your show. So it's like you always got more attention than them. But this could also be related to receiving more, right? Receiving more blessings, right? As if you are the main character. So, you know, let's say you guys go somewhere and y'all are in line for something, and when you get to the counter, you're the 100th customer, so you get it for free. But they're the 101 customer, so they don't get it for free. And so they feel like you just always receive the spotlight. Like you always receive the blessing. You always receive the good luck or the fortune, while they feel like they're kind of like in your shadow. At the bottom of the deck here, we have look at the facts. I feel like this person, this is coming off so comparative, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like this person is like, well, obviously, like, just look at the facts. Look at how they live and look at how I live. Look at what they have and look at what I have. It's like they are blinded by this comparative spirit that they can't even, it's like they're almost not even seeing that there are things that they could do differently. It's almost like they feel like this is just kind of written in the stars. I also feel like this is about you being right. They feel like you're just right all the time, right? Like that you just always have the answer. And so that's why to them it's like so obvious. It's like matter of fact. It's like it's nothing to even argue about. It's nothing to even think about. Like they're always right. I'm always wrong. Like I'm not even gonna. So they have like this very passive spirit. They have this very passive spirit with you, which is why I said like, that's why I like hesitated to say this is competitive again, because it's not really competitive. It's really just them sitting on the sidelines salty at you or with you because they don't feel as good as you. You're not doing anything to them necessarily. They just feel like they are not doing well, and they can't help but notice how you are doing well, right? Well, in certain ways. They don't really know your life like that. But yeah, that's their problem. Their problem, they feel like you just, well, obviously you're better, right? Like this is a really pitiful kind of attitude to have. Lastly, we have play, and then we have timing. These are really interesting cards to me. With the play here, like I said, this person kind of, they focus on the wrong thing. It seems childish. Could be somebody else's opinion of them, that whatever they're doing or however they're acting is childish, right? It's not really, it can't be taken seriously. It's almost like a joke, right? You must be playing, right? Like, the way they're acting is just, it's almost like parody, you know what I mean? But also like with the play, they have to pretend. This person, like, they're especially fake, like in a on the nose kind of way, because when they're around you, they pretend like they're not salty. They pretend like they're not bitter about all the good things that happen to you, right? They be playing in your face. With timing here, timing is interesting. I feel like this person, because right underneath we have hot seat in reverse and then wounds. So I feel like this person was kind of banking on time getting rid of this feeling within them, right? So this is obviously a conflicted person. They want to be around you, but they can't help but feel so sad and sorry for themselves and then get mad at you, right? But see, this is like I said, they were hoping that over time they would stop feeling this way. They were hoping that over time it would just kind of they would be able to deal with these wounds on their own. But the problem is that the way they treat you when they feel this way reveals it. So they were trying to avoid this hot seat. They were trying to avoid this confrontation, avoid having to deal with this envy that they have, because they didn't want to have the conversation. They didn't want to be confronted about it. But like I said, it's almost like going back to that immaturity. Like, they're not really thinking clearly. They're not thinking like an adult. They're thinking like a child who's running and hiding from things. You know what I mean? They're playing games, right? They're playing in your face. They're playing with your time. And not to say, like, they could genuinely do want to be friends still or be close still, but they need to deal with this defensive energy that they have. All right, let me go ahead and get your advice, your overall advice. It's going to be this little card here. It's small. Oh, no, it's not. What is group 1's advice? Ooh, your advice. Use your words. I don't know if you can see this. But yeah, your advice is to use your words with this person. So that's going to mean something different for everybody. Whether that means call them out, speak up for yourself, set a boundary, right? Whatever it is, you're basically being told to, like, don't sugarcoat shit for this person. Don't keep silent to keep the peace, especially if they're the ones being defensive with you and they're treating you any kind of way because they have some type of wound inside that they haven't even discussed with you. Don't just let that slide and not say anything. You know what I mean? Speak up. Let them know, hey, the way you treated me hurt me. I'm not going to deal with that. I understand, or I understand you feel some type of way, but I'm not going to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like, just speak up. Use your words, okay? Don't let this person walk all over you. Or just don't let some of this weird behavior slide just because you care. Like, and you can be gentle with it. You can be gentle with it too, but like I said, use your words, because this person, I feel like this is the type of person that it's going to get worse and worse. The longer you let them be defensive with you, the worse they're going to get. Okay, so that's all I have for you today, group 1. If you enjoyed this reading or it resonated, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, group 1. Hi, group 2. You have chosen the second image, and we are going to be getting right into exposing this fake person. So who are they and what about them makes them fake? Okay, and then we're going to top it off with some advice from my message jar. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and shuffle your cards, and I will catch you on the other side. Group 2. Group 2. So this person who is fake, this fake person, I feel like this is somebody that you were in a relationship with. Okay? This is somebody you were in a relationship with, that you ended things with. And this is somebody who is still salty, right? This is somebody salty. Now, the fact that this person is still in your energy, maybe you have kids with them. I'm also seeing that you still have some ongoing decision making to do. I feel like For a majority of you, this is somebody you were married to or you were in some type of contract with, okay? And so there are still decisions being made. And that's the reason why, for some of you, that's the reason why you still kind of have ongoing dealings with this person. Decisions are still needing to be made, okay? So first things first, who they are. We have this Emperor here, and then we have the Six of Wands. To me, this lets me know that this is somebody with the Six of Wands. You are moving on from this person. This is somebody you are happy to get away from. And with the Emperor here, like I said, this is somebody you were likely married to, especially because we have this Lovers at the bottom of the deck. And then right underneath that, we have the Queen of Swords. Ooh, and then the Ten of Swords. And we have Ten of Swords here. So this is somebody who you were betrayed by. This person stabbed you in the heart. Okay, this person, you are scorned from this person, right? This person hurt you, and that is why you guys broke up. You are the one on defense from them. You could have found that they were cheating, right? Because sometimes with the Lovers, I feel like that can sometimes indicate maybe there's another woman, right? Maybe you found out there was another person in the connection, like there was a third party of some sort. But the fact that this Emperor has this sword above him, and then the Queen of Swords was underneath with the sword through her heart, and then we have the Ace of Swords here. This is somebody you feel lied to you. This is somebody you feel betrayed you in a calculated manner. All right. But yeah, with the Lovers and the Emperor, I'm definitely getting something a bit more contractual, like a marriage. Okay. But with the Six of Wands, like I said, you're happy to get away from this person. At the bottom of the deck over here, we had the Eight of Cups. Okay, so for you, you had no other choice, right? Because there's also this Two of Swords underneath. So yes, you were happy with this person, but after you found out what happened or what was going on behind your back, you had to make a decision. And when you were evaluating and determining what to do, to you, there was no other option. You had to leave this person. You felt like you couldn't stay. It wasn't worth it to you to keep trying to make this work. I mean, especially if they were not really interested in making this work with you, or if they were not interested in keeping their vows or being faithful. To you, it's like, whatever. You know, I might as well leave this. It's not going to get better. I'm also seeing with the Emperor here, this person kind of has an ego. This person has a big ego, and they feel like they are the head, right? They feel, in a lot of ways, they feel like even if they tell you differently, the high key, the reality is that this person kind of feels like they should be able to do what they want. They cheated on you because they wanted to, because they felt like they could do it, right? Because to them, they're the Emperor, right? They're the man, or they're the whatever it is. It's like they found a justification to boost their ego enough to make them feel like they should just be able to, even if they will never say it. The reality is that their ego is bruised because you're kind of punishing them for what they've done, okay? With this Ten of Swords here, I feel like this is self-explanatory. You guys are done, right? You guys are never getting back together, right? Never, ever getting back together, right? The ship has sailed. But see, what's crazy is that at the bottom of the deck, we have this Ace of Swords. Ooh, and then right underneath this, we have the Moon. This person wants to manipulate you. This person in their mind, you have unfinished business. And perhaps you guys do, like I said, have some ongoing litigations that you're still finalizing. Or there's just like, you know, you're still in contact when necessary because there's still things that need to be communicated about. But you're not really trying to talk to this person. When I see this Ace of Swords, I see somebody who wants to have the last word, right? This person, right? And it's that same sword that the Emperor has. This person wants to have the last word with you. They want to be the one that makes the final decision. And the reality is that the Moon is here because this is their hidden motive. At the end of the day, they are the beast, right? Underneath it all, their true self is selfish. Their true self is self-serving. And the true self underneath doesn't really care about you. It cares about their ego. And they are willing to use love, right? Because we have this Ace of Cups underneath here. They are willing to use these ideas of love and romance and emotions to swindle you into believing them, right? Believing their manipulations. But at the end of the day, it's all just so that they can feel like they're the winner in all of this. All right. Where do I want to go next? I want to go to this Six of Cups, right? The Six of Cups, it says Thomas Tew. Tew was a famous pirate based in Madagascar. He had such a reputation for kindness that ships seldom resisted him. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so this person has a possessive streak. I'm feeling it. This person, they want to have the last say, and they're willing to use your emotions and whatnot to manipulate you into staying with them. Because at the end of the day, this person, that you are somebody that they don't want somebody else to have, right? They feel like you're very attractive. They feel like you could replace them easily, and they don't want anyone else to have you. Like I said here, he had such a reputation for kindness that ships seldom resisted him, right? It makes me think of like a siren. So this person, they're remembering with the Six of Cups how they gave into you. They're remembering how you guys met, how it was easy for them to fall in love with you, or how easy it was for them to, want to be with you. And they're kind of projecting that on any future prospects, that if it happened to them, it could happen to others, that other people are going to be just as attracted to you as they were. And so, yeah, I feel like that's really like what's irking them a lot, right? The sixes, the two sixes, the Six of Cups and the Six of Wands, they really don't want to see you moving on, right? They hate that you're moving on from them. That's crazy. They're being fake, right? Why is this person fake? This person is fake because at the end of the day, they want to manipulate you to stay with them simply so that other people can't have you. They could see you as some type of trophy, right? They could see you as some type of trophy or some type of prize. Maybe you're the hottest person they've ever dated. But yeah, whatever decision-making process you're going through where you still have to connect with this person, if you feel like this person is being kind or being extra agreeable, please understand that it is because they are trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get you to let your guard down, okay? We have anticipate the impact of your actions, and then we have make a decision. I fully believe that this person is going to try to pressure you into making a decision, or they're going to be trying to manipulate you into making a decision, right? Whether that's staying with them or working things out or doing something, right? Meeting up, right? They're going to want you to make this decision to be with them, right? That's part of them having this last say, right? They want to have the last word. So you need to be very careful of the decisions. Whatever actions you take, it's going to have some type of consequence with this person, right? Anticipate the impact of your actions. It's almost like they're anticipating the choices that you're going to make, right? They have some type of plan. They have some type of plan, and they're anticipating what you may do in a certain scenario, or what you may say, right? What type of decision you're going to make. And they're going to try to influence you to make a certain decision that feeds into their plan, whatever their plan is. Okay? I definitely feel like this person, for a lot of you, is specifically going to want you to take back the decision to leave them. Okay? They're going to want you to take back the decision to break up with them or divorce them. I forgot to mention this Knight of Wands here. And in this Knight of Wands, it's a curious image. It's an image of two men fighting, right? So I feel like this person, there is a level of immaturity here, but I'm also getting a level of aggression. Somebody being competitive. Okay, definitely competitive with this fighting energy, but also like aggressive. This is a pool table in the background, so I'm guessing this is a bar fight. This is somebody who could maybe drink. They drink and then they get boisterous. They drink and then they get bold, okay? So I'm getting a lot of red flags. I'm not going to lie, group 2. This person is fake because they are selfish and they're manipulative. They could be narcissistic. And if you're in a situation where you're breaking up with this person, they still truly feel like they have power to manipulate you to act in a certain way. Like I said, they're going to try and get you to agree to they're going to try and get you to let your guard down around them so that you'll agree to meet up with them, so that you'll agree to stay with them or be close to them. When I pulled this card, hot, I got hot like angry, right? That's what I got. And then different. We have different. Ooh, flame in reverse. This person may think, this person is no longer, quite frankly, attracted to you, or that's not where their energy is focused, right? This person may try and act like they are still lovey-dovey, they're in love with you, they just want to be together, but quite frankly, at this point, they're in a competitive energy where they want to prove something to you. So they no longer see you as their love interest, they see you as a competitor. They see you as I don't know, like an obstacle or an op, okay? So I do feel like this person is they're gonna try to have the last say. I would stay away from this person. I'll be honest, I'm not saying 100% of what I feel, but I feel like this person really can't be trusted. They're going to try, especially with this, he had such a reputation for kindness that ships seldom resisted to him. This person may try and even use kindness so that you won't resist them, okay? But notice how there's an arm raising a sword here. There's an arm raising a knife here. There's a knife here. We have the Queen of Swords with a knife through her chest. And like I said, this person is hot. They're upset. They don't like things are ending, and they're willing to fight. They're willing to fight. So all I'm saying, group 2, is that you don't need to be alone with this person at all. Anyway, and if that doesn't resonate with you, then don't take it, okay? If you feel like that resonated, then take it, but if that doesn't seem right for you, don't. That was definitely for somebody to hear. So if it's not you, then let that person hear it, okay? I totally forgot group 2. I forgot to get a advice message for you. So I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. We want advice for group 2. Overall advice for group 2. Even though I gave a little advice, let's get some advice for group 2. What is group 2's advice? Alright. Ground your reality. Ground your reality. Group 2, I think this is so relevant because, like I said, this person is going to want to manipulate you, and they're going to want to get you to let your guard down. As long as you are grounded in your reality, you will be able to see right through the illusions, okay? You will be able to see the veil. So that's your advice, group 2, ground your reality. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, group 2. I really hope this reading resonated, and I hope that you were able to get something out of it. If it did and you enjoyed it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, group 2. All right, group 3, welcome to your reading. You have chosen the 3rd image. We are going to get right into exposing this fake person. Who are they and why are they fake, right? What about them is fake, okay? And then we're going to top it off with a message from the message jar for your overall advice, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle your cards, and I will catch you on the other side. Group 3. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a silly scenario, or when I say silly, I mean it's unexpected, but it doesn't have to be this scenario, okay? And I'll explain it as I go. So first things first, the person who is being fake with you, this fake person, this is somebody that you work with, okay? We have the 8 of Pentacles here, and then we also have Strength, which is coincidentally also an 8. So we have 8, right? I'm hearing cooperation, right? This is somebody that you also work with on a continuous basis, right? I'm hearing revolving, right? So they leave and they come back. They leave and they come back, right? So this could be at your job, right? But this can also be in your home as well. With the Strength card, though, I'm seeing that this is more than just, you have to deal with this person. This is more so a codependency, right? This is a partnership, right? This is somebody you're in partnership with. You don't just work with them and deal with them at work. You both share responsibilities, or you have to work together, specifically on a continuous basis to get things done. Now, with the Strength card, I do feel that there may be some type of power imbalance, or some type of threat to an ego, right? So this could be a situation where, let's say, they're your boss, or you're their boss, right? Or they're your supervisor, or you're their supervisor, okay? It really can go either or, I'm seeing. But I am seeing both of you being 2 individuals holding your own weight, or at least you're not meant to necessarily carry this person, and they're not necessarily meant to carry you. But one of you could be in a higher position, or the other person, this person could view you as being someone in some type of higher position, okay? So we have Sun here, the Sun. And this came out at the bottom of the deck with the 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like this is somebody who, they could be younger than you, right? Or they could be a bit more naive than you, right? This is somebody who works with you, but they have more to learn, right? This person could also be a bit more optimistic, which plays into that naivety. But I also feel like this could be about attention, right? This person, maybe they get a lot of attention. I'm definitely seeing this person who's being kind of fake with you as being somebody who likes to have attention on them. They like to receive special treatment, okay? And they might not even really be inexperienced, but maybe the way they come off or the way they operate, it's easy for people to kind of assume that this person knows less than they do. All right? I feel like this is also somebody who maybe in some situations they're used to getting away with things, but with this partnership, they're really not able to, right? Because at the bottom of the deck with Strength, we have Judgment. So I'm seeing here that the partnership they have with you, it actually raises the standard for them, right? It actually pushes them to be better or do things differently, right? And maybe they have not had that before, okay? Or maybe this is surprising to them. This is definitely a situation. Maybe they feel like you judge them in front of other people. What is this? The High Priestess? I don't know. Maybe they feel like you judge them in front of other people, or maybe they feel like you're judging them secretly, right? Like you're judging them in your head, and they could notice this during like, you know, in public or around other people. Like when other people are around, maybe they see you judging them, right? They feel like you're judging them, judging how they act or something like that, okay? Interesting. Oh, I looked at the wrong card. I was actually supposed to look at the Magician here. Ooh, and I'm seeing this infinity here, this 8, right? So I feel like, I feel like this person, maybe they're learning a wide array of subjects, right? Or maybe you guys are dealing with a wide array of systems. Subjects came out. So I also got an idea of somebody being in a class. So this could be your student, right? Maybe this is a student that you work with. Maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you're a student and this is your teacher. But I'm not getting that. I'm getting more so that you are the perceived superior. And this person has an ego, right? This person, they have never been pushed quite as much before, right? With the Magician, I feel like it's almost like you're teaching them how to be more disciplined in a practice, right? How to utilize their tools differently, okay? But at the same time, with this 5 of Wands here, I feel like this person may not be in the spotlight how they want, right? I feel like maybe in their own life, their regular life, they're in this spotlight with the sun, but in your class or in your leadership, right, under your leadership, they don't stand out. When I see this 5 of Wands here, I'm seeing all these people like holding their own wands. Everybody's wand looks different, but it's like everybody putting their name in the cup, right? Everybody everybody thinking that they're also just as good. It's like you open an audition, but everybody in the class auditions. And so this person is having a conflict in their ego because they were not chosen, right? You didn't choose them. And they feel like there was a judgment passed on them in that way. And they're really, when I see this fake, it's like, why are they fake with you? I'm getting that this person kind of just causes drama with you. And that's what makes them kind of fake, but it seems immature. And that's why I said, like, this is kind of a silly scenario. I'm getting like you're a teacher and you have a student in your class that is kind of like just giving you a hard time. But they're trying to act like they're not. But they're giving you this hard time because you didn't pick them, you know, and they feel some type of way about it. But I do think it's important, like I said before, like in this partnership with you, they are being challenged to be more and do more, right? They were able to kind of get by before, but now they can't get by. This person may be also a bit of a clown, a bit of a class clown. If the teacher situation does not resonate with you, I'm so sorry, but this is like what I'm seeing. I would say take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I'm going to try my best to kind of like broaden the storyline a bit. But so far, it's like I'm seeing this energy of of you being like an instructor of some sort. But yeah, with the Queen of Cups here, let's read it. It says, Francois L'Olonais, also known as John David New, was reputed to have been one of the most ruthless and barbaric pirates to ever existed. Ooh, ruthless. And this person, they want to paint you out to be this really harsh person, right? You're this really harsh instructor. You grade really hard, and your expectations, like, you're really rigid, and they're trying to paint you out to be like this super stern, ruthless whoever. But the reality here is that they're a joker. And notice with this joker, it's like flipped. And he also has 2 guns. And so it's like this person, it's like they really being the one cutting up and acting a fool, but they want to flip it like it's you. And they want to flip it like you're the problem, you're the reason. But the reality is that you're not. It's them. It's them resisting the hard work, right? They're almost repelled or triggered. They're triggered by this need or this request of them to be a bit more mature. They maybe have never had this before. Like I said before, like they're used to being the center of attention. They're used to being validated as the sun. And in this scenario, they're not the leader. They're not the spotlight. So they probably try and reclaim that by being a class clown. But they also try and like to get the heat off of their back for being a class clown. Now they got to make it seem like you're the bad guy. All right. Learn more. Okay. We have learn more, and then we have more flies with honey with this card here at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this person is being fake with you because they don't want you to be right. Okay. Maybe you've told them before, that they need to change how they approach conflict or something like that. Or maybe someone else has. But I feel like you're the instructor, right? They're learning something from you. And I feel like, and notice how she's like petting this lion. So this person, they could be a fire sign. They could be a Leo. And maybe you've had to tell them more than once to kind of check themselves, right? You've told them more than once to be patient or to let others speak, or, you know, there's something here where you've advised them more than once to check their attitude, and you've tried to tell them that you get more of what you want when you're kind to people, when you are, when you treat people well, and they're very resistant to that, and they also feel like offended by that. They feel offended that you basically told them that they needed to talk to people better, or they needed to treat people better. Maybe you've told them that maybe they feel like they're a leader, but you've told them multiple times already that a good leader is not a tyrant, right? A good leader listens to others. So like they have this problem with you, like teaching them. They don't really want you to teach them, okay? They don't really want you to help them be a better person. They kind of have already decided that they are a better person, right? And then the learn more is right underneath that Queen of Cups. So, you know, you're trying to teach them with kindness, right? You are leading by example, and they don't really like your example, right? They feel like they can't learn anything from your example. But we also have no, and then we also have forgive. This no is right underneath the Five of Wands. So they're fake with you because you told them no, right? And they really don't forgive you. With the forgive here, I thought that was interesting, but it's like I'm getting that they're kind of holding a grudge. So maybe oftentimes during the day they kind of like play like they let it go, or they're trying to get through class, or they're just trying to get through the day with you, but inside they're actually kind of brewing and pissed off with you for not rewarding their ego, basically. Like they feel like you could have done more to make them feel good about themselves, and they're kind of like holding it against you. And they probably, if they are being a class clown, it's like gotten worse because they feel salty, right? They feel salty. Whatever this was, where you picked someone else over them, this could be multiple times. Maybe when they raise their hand, maybe when they raise their hand, you don't call on them. They feel like you don't call on them. You call on other people, or I don't know. I feel like there's something here in their head where they just want to be petted. Maybe at home they get all this praise, but in class they are not getting the praise that they feel they're deserving of. It's interesting. But I don't know. Maybe I'm tapping into this because I've been a teacher, and sometimes you have students like that. So anyway, I'm going to leave this. Oh, I don't want to forget because I did that with group 2. But let's go ahead and get a message for your overall advice. What is group 3's overall advice? What is group 3's overall advice? Okay, we got advice. Interesting. This is from Panda Express. It says, true friends will be there for you when needed. True friends will be there for you when needed. Interesting. I feel like this is, especially if you are resonating with the teacher narrative, I know sometimes you can kind of take it hard when you're unable to connect with the student, right? You can kind of take it hard and over critique yourself because you want to, you hate to have a student think that you don't like them, or that you have these negative intentions, or that you're targeting them, and it makes it harder to teach them, right? So you could be beating yourself up a bit about this connection, and how, like, dang, like, I hate that this kid is taking it this way. But I feel like your advice is to remember that there are other students, or people that you work with, who do appreciate what you do, and your impact is felt, right? Like, your impact is felt. Just because this one student is triggered because you're not, telling them how much of a good boy they are still learning from you, right? What you're doing still matters, and your job is not really to be everybody's friend, okay? So yeah, true friends will be there for you when needed. When needed, you're the students that really, really appreciate what you've done, they'll speak up and they'll make it known. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't let this one kid make you feel like you're just the most terriblest teacher of the year, okay? So anyway, that's all I have for you today, Group 3. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, Group 3.